Fox News contributor Jonathan Turley joins us. Let's take a look at the New York Post cover. Hunter Biden becomes the hunted. So what do you make of this next step? Significant?
It is significant. In fact, I think this changes the entire profile of this controversy. The House has been going after the Bidens in a very methodical and systematic way. They started with the banks, they followed the money, they started to subpoena associates, and now that circle is closed tightly around the Biden family. The thing to remember, Dana, is that the Biden family has been accused of influence peddling for decades. I mean, this is a family business. You know, James, Frank, Hunter Biden have few discernible skills to sell, but they could sell access. And many of us believe that they did. And up until now, they've relied on delay and denial. They're now going to have to choose between cooperation and contempt because, you know, Merrick Garland went aggressively after Trump associates who failed to cooperate with Congress, who failed to appear. He's sort of set that standard, and the expectation will be that he should be equally aggressive in pursuing any of these individuals who refuse to cooperate.
Wow. Well, we'll see who testifies. And maybe they go 0 for 4, you know, right? Mm-hmm. Who knows? Court resumes in about 8 minutes in Lower Manhattan. This is the Trump civil matter here. I was looking at the avenue for appeal because the judge has already made up his mind, right? And, you know, based on the law, they gave the case to a singular judge. The AG, Letitia James, has been in court every day. Upon appeal, eventually you're going to go to what I think is the Appellate Division, First Judicial Department in the state of New York. And I looked at this list. I think there are 18 justices on this panel. I think 17 of them are Democrats. And at every level that you move through the appellate process in the state of New York, you bump into Democrats each time, some elected, some appointed by the governor. Did Letitia James find a way to corner Donald Trump in this case?
Well, I don't think it was particularly difficult to corner Trump. I think this is a canned hunt. I mean, James ran on the promise to bag Trump for anything, and she's using a New York law which is virtually unique. You know, this New York law doesn't require anyone to lose money. It doesn't require any victims. The banks did not complain about these arrangements. They didn't lose any money. But the New York law allows her, nevertheless, to seek huge amounts of damages from Trump, even bar him from doing business in New York. I've looked, and I can't find any case that comes close to anything like this. But the chances that she could succeed are real. I mean, the law itself offers very little in terms of protection from this type of action. Moreover, New Yorkers seem to like this type of performative, you know, prosecution. You know, they elected James. They're thrilled that she's hammering the Trump family. And look, we can agree if it does seem to me some assets probably were overvalued. That's not uncommon in the New York real estate business. But that's usually the subject of some type of fine. It's not this nuclear option where you're going to say we're going to basically hit you with hundreds of millions of dollars in fines and bar you from doing business in New York.
To be continued.
I was going to say thank you, Jonathan. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Professor.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.